ब्रज जनरञ्जन जमुना तीरावनचारी जमुना तीरावनचारी जमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधे जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधे जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधे जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय गुरुदेव 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 बोलो श्री श्री राधा गोकुल नंद भगवान जी की. So thank you all for joining in. We'll be doing Bhagavad Gita class now. It's for next half hour, and then there'll be Aarti. So we're reading today from thanks to this young chap here. He's put it on this verse. This is the 30th verse of 13th chapter. The 13th chapter is called, anyone? The title of the chapter? The nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. And the verse we will just recite. Please bear with me, and please try and recite behind me if possible. So, prakrityeva cha karmani prakrityeva cha karmani kriya manani sarvasha kriya manani sarvasha yah pashyati tathatmanam yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati akaratmam sapashyati prakriteva cha karmani क्रियामानानि सर्वशः यः पश्यति तथात्मानम् अकर्तारं मम स पश्यति. So, translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. One who can see all the activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Can you recite that for me, please? Translation. Yes. So one who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Prabhuji, will you take it to purport? It's a very small purport, so we will read that. If you got a loud voice, would you please say it, and then I'll just say Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Bhagavan Ji ki, Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gora Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Right, Prabhuji, you want to try? Shall we see who can read, who's got loud voice? Shall we start from this end? Mataji, you want to start reading, then Prabhuji can read. It's there in front of you there. This body is made by material nature. Thank you. Constitution. Yeah. So if I get you to stop there for a minute. So this body is made up by material nature under the direction of the super soul. And whatever activities are going on in respect to one's body are not his doing. Whatever one is supposed to do either for happiness or distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. Prabhuji, you want to read the next? Then we'll see as to what we can understand with this very complicated verse to try and understand.
The self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. To fulfill desires, one is given the body with which he acts accordingly. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such a vision is an actual seer.
Thank you, Jay. So I'll read up from where we left earlier on. So after constitution, the self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. So we now know why we've been giving this body. We must have had a desire previously. So that's why we've been given this. To fulfill desires, one is given the body with which he acts accordingly. So practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of living entity, when developed, makes one separate from the bodily activities. One who has such a vision is actually a seer. Yeah? Om Agyanate Mirandhasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutare Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarani. Right. So, who can say they have completely understood? We can't really, right? But what we can do is together, this is why Srila Prabhupada always said, like his books, they're not just to be whimsically read. When we need to study something, we need to be clued up, make time, try read it, and then see what we can understand from it, right? Who's got infinite amount of time? Anyone here? Who's got that time? Would you say time is precious? Right? Would you say we need to make most of the time? And this verse tells us why as well. So let's just try. There's only a few of us, and it's nice. We can have like a nice cozy class, interactive class. And let's all try and understand, because there is no one here that we cannot learn from. We all have something to offer. We all has gift from Krishna of something or the other that we excel in. So we don't want to become like somebody else and this, that, the other. Let's just be very comfortable in our body that we are in. And let's just think how many skills, how many gifts, how much Krishna has already given us. So today we will try and join all our masterminds of maybe 10 people here, 10 to 12 people, and see what we can get out of this paragraph, yeah? So just to give you a little bit of a background, first of all, so we're talking about this chapter, which is called Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness. And I don't know whether you have seen this book. It's also a mini version of Gita Life. And in there, it explains that the final 6 chapters, so we all know there's 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. Does everyone know that? Okay, brilliant. And then does anyone know how many verses? I'm sure you would, because most of the speakers, when they come, first thing they talk about is this. Very good. And then is it 3 or 4 or 5? Bhagavad Gita is divided into how many divisions? Right. Who's saying 3? Okay, who's saying 4? Yeah? Who's saying 5? I'll go with 3 actually. So what are those 3? Starts with Karam. So who can tell me Karam Yog? Yes, the first 6. And then the middle one? Yes, Bhakti Yoga, because it's precious. Krishna has made this arrangement to put precious things in the middle, like we hide precious things. And the last section that we're dealing with deals with what? Starting with chapter 13, which is what we're doing now. What's that? No, not Kriya. What do we all need? When we need to study, we need what? Why do we go to college? Knowledge, Gyan, right? That's the word they use, Gyan Yoga. So there's 3 yogs. Karam Yoga, because we don't say to you, leave everything, just come and do bhajan. We say to you, go get your goals. Make something of your life. Then come to Krishna and offer that little something from your wage or from your time, whatever else that you're able to offer to Krishna. We don't say to you, oh, take this excuse to be just Krishna conscious and do nothing. That'll be the lazy way. Krishna saying Karam Yoga. He's telling you in first 6 chapters that one needs to do your duty. So do your duty, please, because he's telling this to Arjun. Okay, next one is devotional service. It's a very beautiful section. Tells us all about devotional service, why it's important. Why by using devotional service we can actually surpass this very difficult material world, which appears very beautiful to us. And we think, well, we are happy when we're happy. But when we have to go through things and suffering, that's when you realize, okay, maybe it's not so beautiful, right? And then you think, okay, what is my goal in life? So we need to use devotional service towards our goal of life, because with devotional service, achieving our goal becomes easy. Yeah? So say you want to become, you want to go to a college that specializes in MBBS, right? Would you then go on and research who is a fine tutor, who has done really good tutoring, or you would learn from previous papers? You'll do some sort of work towards getting that knowledge to get to that goal. Similarly, for our goal in this human life is to achieve our service in Golok Vrindavan Dham. We don't want to become bosses. You can become bosses of a country, you can become prime ministers, you can become bosses of CEO of some multinational company. In the end, you still are in this body, and you need to guide yourself to that goal, which would help you with the ultimate goal that in a human body we all strive to achieve. That we want to get the service in Golok Vrindavan Dham, which is the supreme personality of Godhead where it resides. So it's not easy. It's not even easy to get into MBBS. It's not even easy to get into grammar schools. It's not even easy to get into normal state schools now, right? Let alone when we're talking about our association with Krishna into devotional service to achieve the ultimate goal of life. Because why is that going to be ultimate? Because everything and anything you're going to do here with your material body, it's not going to go with you, unfortunately. But you need that to live comfortably, to pay your bills, to make some name for yourself, whatever else you may think. So we need that. So then moving on to how can you achieve things and your goals in studies, whatever else? By being knowledgeable, right? So this chapter talks about, in fact, the whole section 13 to 18 talks about Gyan, knowledge. And in this particular chapter 13, this is the final 6 chapters of the whole section. They focus on Gyan, or the transcendental wisdom. It's not just a normal knowledge. It's not knowledge about, say, the elements in chemistry, or say your biology or something like that. This is transcendental knowledge, which is different from the normal knowledge we have. So transcendental wisdom, which helps one's detachment from the material world and subsequent attachment to Krishna. So when we want to attach, when we want to get attached to someone, say for example, say if you guys are playing, say, PlayStation 3, right? You like eating? If the guests are coming, are you bothered because you're playing PlayStation 3 upstairs in your room? Who's coming? Do you guys go and answer the door, or mums does? Yes? Children, when you're playing in park, when you're playing, do you really care who's coming, who's going? No, you are so engrossed in games, right? So similarly, when we become attached to Krishna, it doesn't bother us. Automatic transition happens. We automatically start becoming a little detached from all these things which might be of great interest to us. But when we are actually focused in achieving, so this 13, the chapter 13, it covers topics which we've already previously discussed, but it actually explores in this particular section in a very analytical, logical way. And all these intellectual people or the wise readers, they can take advantage of Krishna's logical presentation. So here Krishna is giving you logics. You do this, this happens, and so on. So this particular verse that we're talking about, this will also strengthen our conviction to deepen our understanding that how it works. So first to 7 chapters are Arjun talking about, first to 7 questions where Arjun is talking about the body, the knower of the body, the super soul, the jnanam, knowledge, and then the object of knowledge. So that is most important. Nobody in the world can say, I've got complete knowledge, because they would only have some knowledge about, say, one topic of certain thing. They might be expert in that. But the real knowledge is when you actually have the knowledge of yourself, your goals, your body, and then in relation to the absolute truth, which is Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is your link to soul. We never looked like this. I was born as a baby. What is my link to this person sitting here? This body? But this body is not the same that it was. Think about it. You guys never looked the same. Go back to your pictures 5 years ago, 10 years ago. How different you looked. So the common ground we have is someone inside us. Not this body, because body is changed, right? We know that verse, isn't it? That 2:13, Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tata dehantir praptir dhira sastrana muyate. So the body passes from youth, young age, boyhood to youth, to old age, and ultimately to death. And what is death? When you are waking up every single morning, you're waking up in the same body. But when you are waking up after death, you're probably waking up into another body or into something new. So our goal in Krishna consciousness is to get out of this cycle of birth, death, and old age and disease, because all of us have got this. And although we like to believe we are very happy, but to be honest, everybody has to go through these things, which are not so nice sometimes to bear. People who go through all these things, they will tell you, right? So anyway, so 1 to 7, Krishna's answering, Arjuna's asking questions, Krishna's answering. And then 8 to 12, they are items of knowledge in which these verses, Krishna Gya, which is spirit soul, and how they can disentangle himself from the body. So we need this body to move everywhere, to do everything. But what we need to do is change in our desire. Yes? So then the third bit is soul and super soul, which is 13 to 19, in which Krishna has already described about Kshetra, Jnanam, and now Krishna describes Gneyam, the object of knowledge. Knowledge is meant to help one directly perceive the soul and the super soul, who are eternally individual but intimately related still. So we can only do, so this is, that's talked about it. And now the section that we are talking about is Enjoyer, where the chapter concludes with the description of 2 final subjects, Prakriti, which is Mother Nature, yeah, and Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate enjoyer. The living entity's desire to control and enjoy matter, like Prakriti, binds him to the material world. And in reality, the super soul is only enjoyer, Purusha, and everything which is material nature and the individual soul is meant for whose enjoyment? Supreme Personality's enjoyment. So, and we may think that if we are actually fulfilling somebody else's enjoyment, then how am I going to be happy, right? But actually, we will derive happiness from helping and chasing, fulfilling the desires of the super soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You may think, how is that possible? Okay, who drove to temple today? Anyone? You drove? Mataji, what's your name? Shipalya. When you were driving, did you have to give way to someone? Yeah? Did somebody else give you a way which wasn't a roundabout? Roundabout, everybody has to. Right? Have you ever been given away when you're really in rush and you're just going? Can everybody relate to that? How do you feel? You automatically say thank you, right? You feel good in yourself? It's a good feeling, right? Similarly, when you have done some sort of piety or you have given something to someone, sometimes the person who's receiving it doesn't actually feel as grateful as the person who's giving, because the person who's giving, they feel good about themselves, right? That's why all these people, they got so much money, why they open all these things. They could be spending it elsewhere, but they want to give for a worthy cause. And you guys, think about it. You guys have left everything at the moment and come here to attend this class. Why? Does it give you some feeling of goodness? Yes? Would you say? You come to see Radha Gokulananda, take his blessings, associate with him through his books and his words, yes? Employing all your senses into service of Radha Gokulananda by listening about Krishna, right? This is why you're here. Because you feel good about yourself by doing something good. So please remember that. Feel that feeling. It's not something you can put in words, it's something you can feel. So similarly, when we have to dovetail our life in serving a bigger cause, our life becomes easy. Our life also becomes blissful. For example, so today we went to this Mataji's house. They had festive deities. We have beautiful Shishi, Radha Gokulanandaji, the small deities, festive deities they're called. So they went to somebody's house in Kartik. They tend to do that in Kartik, take it to. So this Mataji wanted to spoil Krishna by making lots of preps for them. So normally they call Chappan Bhog, which is, like something that they do at Jagannath Puri. Who's been to Jagannath Puri? Please do go if you haven't been. Orissa, Puri, beautiful, beautiful. So Radha Gokulanandaji went there, and this Mataji created that many dishes, right? I think it's not in the end 56. She ended up creating 140 plus, something like that. But good thing is, she might have been very busy cooking or getting somebody else to cook and so on and arranging. But at the same time, when she's trying to fulfill the wishes of Shishi Radha Gokulanandaji, her desire is to give them a good welcome, right? Her bhav is to make them feel special because they've come as a guest in her house. Does she lose out on anything then? No, because the time she spent is thinking about how to make dishes for Krishna is devotional service, right? Anything we're doing on and around Krishna or something of those thought, whether we're cooking, whether we go out to get jobs, whether it's the money that her husband got, or whether the kids who've done cleaning, whatever else you've done, what is that? Would you say it's devotional service? Is it bhakti? Otherwise, you didn't need to do that. You could just be sitting and playing PlayStation 3 or 5 these days. I keep forgetting. Nobody plays 3, right? The biggest thing that they gain is, after Radha Gokulanandaji has honored the bhoga items, what would they get? Would they also get exactly the same thing? Yes? Think about if you were a servant of Queen. Yes? So in your desire of cooking a nice meal for Queen, you would also end up eating that, right? Similarly, at home, when you're cooking something that you think your children likes and so on, but you think, I'm going to be cooking it for Krishna, automatically that bhav then makes it a devotional service, because you're cooking something, but you're going to offer that aloo parantha or lovely puri or lovely matar paneer sabji, whatever else your children like, to Radha Gokulanandaji or deities at your home, and then you have it, then you're also doing exactly the same thing. But your service level has gone from nothing, that was earning you nothing because you were only going to be fulfilling your senses by just eating something you want. But then when you've actually offered it to Krishna and then eaten it, because it's prasad, it's become sanctified, it's become blessed by Krishna, automatically you're not only gaining just all of that, but more. So do you see how by putting in center, instead of our desires to do something, when we put it against a bigger picture, automatically we don't become a loser. We gain much more. Yeah. So here, in the purport, you read 3-4 lines. What could you understand? Could you remember? What about you, Prabhuji? Can you? Because here is saying, Krishna is saying that one who can see all the activities are performed. So basically what they're saying here is that someone who is the seer, someone who is the doer is what? Body, right? That's what they're referring to. Could you go back to the translation for me, please? So one who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created by material nature, sees that self does nothing, actually sees. So the real wise person, what they're saying is, because they are saying is that the Supreme Lord, although they are aloof from material nature. But actually everything is done by that we think is material body. So we think it's done by our body, but actually Krishna is saying the person who is enlightened, he is able to see things properly, that this material nature is the doer, but just the soul thinks that I am the doer. So you know that verse there, Prakriti Kriya Manani Gune Sarvash, how does it go? Guna Karmani Sarvasha. Ahankara Vimuratma Karta Aham Iti Manyate. So we all think that the spirit soul is bewildered by the influence of false ego, because we all think, I am the doer, I am the doer. But in actuality, these are all carried out by three modes of material nature. So when we go to this actual purport here, it's saying the reason why to fulfill desire, one is given this body, with which he acts accordingly. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of these desires, one put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. So Krishna is saying, you've got a choice. I have given, this body has come to us from our previous karma. So now, if whatever you actually think and how you behave and what your desires are, on basis of that, you can either choose to suffer or you can choose to enjoy. For example, all parents tell children, please don't drink alcohol. Please don't do drugs, right? Please don't be in bad company. Yes? Common theme for parents, would you say? I know I was very much afraid when my children are going to school. I said, not even once. Say no straight away. Why? Because what happens? One time if somebody thinks, okay, I'm going to just drink, they drink. Then they do something that they wouldn't have done if they were in their fully senses. And then they would live to regret it. Yes? On basis of what their action has been, we talked about mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So if they've done something that is not right and is sinful, guess what's going to happen? They would have to automatically, even in this world, they would have to pay the price. Police might arrest them for drink and disorderly, put them behind the bar, right? So his action in this world has taken him from being a free man, but now put into prison. Similarly, for our desires, we've been put into prison of this material world, which is called Dukhalayam. So how do we get out of it? Now, if we take the desires are right, and we take steps towards doing the right things, we all know what the right things are, and we all know our body becomes how you want it to be. If you want to become an athlete, you practice running, body would get used to it. If you want to attend Mangal Aarti, which in this Kartik month we should try and attend, 4:30 a.m., you'll wake up like that. A few times it'll be difficult, then it becomes. So this chapter is basically saying that Krishna is very kindly given us this material body, which is a result of our previous karmas. But if we now dovetail our desires in fulfilling Krishna's wishes, one way or the other, by either singing for Krishna, by talking about Krishna, by doing some service, by offering candles, by offering them bhoga, by, if we can't cook anything, we've got flower from the garden to offer to Krishna. Even if you've got nothing else, water in the house, you can place in front of Krishna. So all of those desires correctly would assist you in your goal towards the ultimate goal of getting out of this cycle of birth and death, and so today it's 7 o'clock now, so we'll say Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So you can always read, and there's going to be Aarti now, so please stay there for Aarti, and if there's any questions, I'll be outside. Thank you very much for attending.
Hare Krishna. So everybody please have to sit down. This arti is for sitting down. All the man is in this side and woman is in that side. Exactly. Please. Okay? In the back. In the back. You got to sit a little bit back. Sitting in the back that So you can follow after me, you can see up there. Namami Swaram Sachi Danandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana. Mishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana. Yashoda Viyoluka Labdavamana Parameshta Atyanto Dhrotiya Gopya. Yashoda Viyoluka Labdavamana Parameshta Atyanto Dhrotiya Gopya. Rudantamurnetram yoga mrijahanda Rudantamurnetram yoga mrijahanda Param bhojo yogmena satyanka netram. Swasakam patri rekha kakantha Isti graha damodara Bhaktivedanta Iti Drikshalila Bir Anatakunde Swagoswami Mam Janta Akyapayanta Iti Drikshalila Bir Ananda Kunde Swagoswami Mam Jantam Akyapayanta Tadiya Sita Geshu Bhakti Jitava Punar Premata Santam Avriti Vande Bhakti Jitava Punar Premata Santam Avriti Vande Varam Deva Moksha Mana Moksha Dimba Nachanya Vihineyam Varisadapi Varam Deva Moksha Mana Moksha Dimba Nachanya Vihineyam Varisadapi Dante Vapurnata Gopal Bala Sadam में महानशा आविरास्तम की मान्ये इदं ते वपूर्णता गोपाल बहला सदा में महानशा अविरस्तम की मान्ये इदं तमोहकं बोधम् अत्यंत नीले वृतं कुंडलां चिंदं रक्त्य च गोप्या इदं तमोहकं बोधम् अत्यंत नीले वृतं कुंडलां चिंदं रक्त्य च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनश्च अविरक्तम् अललक्ष्यलभते मुहुश्चुम्बितां बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनश्च अविरक्तम् अललक्ष्यलभते कुबेर आत्मजा बद्धमूर्ते वद्वे तव्यामोचितो भक्ति भजत कृतच कुबेर आत्मजा बद्धमूर्ते वद्वे तव्यामोचितो भक्ति भजत कृतच तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वाकं प्रियः च न मोक्ष ग्रहो में स्थिति दामोदरे तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वाकं में प्रियः च न मोक्ष ग्रहो में स्थित दामोदरे नमस्ते स्तु दाम्ने स्तु स्फूर्तिदाम्ने तदीयदहरायथा विश्वच दाम्ने नमस्ते स्तु दाम्ने स्तु स्फूर्तिदाम्ने तदीयदहरायथा विश्वच दाम्ने नमो राधिकाय तदीय प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवतुल्याय नमो राधिकाय तदीय प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवतुल्याय नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुन्दलं गोकुले व्रजमाना यशोदाभियो लोकलब्धवमना द्रोतीय गोप्या यशोदा भियो लोकालाब्धवमना परम इत अत्यंतो द्रोतीय गोप्या Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. सब बोलिए बोलो. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare जोर से Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Come on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo